Hello, my name's Julie from So Unique, and I will pop all the links down below where you can find me on social media. I am most active on Instagram. I have a Facebook account as well, but that is mainly for the shop. I have a website, which, like I say, all the links will be down below. Yeah, that's about it really. That's where you can find me. Well, welcome to episode 26, I think I'm on. I'm actually filming at the weekend. Normally I'd film on a Monday and then upload on a Tuesday. That seems to work out best for me. But as this weekend is the weekend that Adele and Kevin are away at Birmingham, they are at the MCM, I suppose it's a Comic-Con really, and it is Sunday now. I decided to make a start and film over the weekend because Kevin is at home on Monday, he's got the day off, and we were thinking of going out for the day. Not sure where, and I'm not sure if we will, because I reckon that the pair of them will be tired come Monday, because this is Sunday today, and today is their last day, and I think they can break down the stall around about 5 o'clock, so they'll probably be leaving around about 6, and it could be around about 8 o'clock by the time they get home. That's including a stop. But I know it's going to be a very tiring day for the pair of them, and I reckon they'll probably stop a bit longer and they'll probably be later home. As I did say to Kevin last night, I think if you do this again, maybe you ought to stay away on the Sunday evening so you have a fresh start on the Monday. Because as Kevin's got to drive, Adele will be fast asleep in the car. So down to Kevin. I reckon they'll be a bit tired tomorrow. But when I spoke to Kevin last night, they'd had a good day. It was busy and yeah, it was very, very tiring. But I think they'll have enjoyed it, and she'll probably do it again next year. So really this week I haven't done a lot of crafting at all because, as you know, if you've watched the previous vlog and if you follow me on Instagram, I have been stitching frogs for Adele. I think for this for the MCM, she took somewhere between 50 to 60 frogs with her, and yesterday she sold them all apart from one. So, which is good, but they're not a slow. I mean, I can stitch them out pretty quickly. It's the hand stitching the bottom up that's sort of taking the time. Depending on what fabric I use, the rainbow fabric's been great. That's a thinner fabric and it's a quicker stitch. The green fabric is quite dense, and getting the needle through is a bit of a pain. I have to actually put it down on the table and push it through. It's hard going, and I have got a sharp needle, so it's taken me a little bit longer to stitch the bottoms up. So I've had a sore hand, haven't I? Which is not been helping. So come Thursday, I said to her that, you know, enough's enough now. You have to just make do. But yeah, it looks like I'll be making some more for next year. But once we know sort of what dates she's got for her shows, we can sort of plan them out, and I can just do a few each week and pop them in a box, and she's got them ready for when she needs them. So I did think this weekend I would get a bit more crafting done. I mean, I have managed to get a little bit done, not as much as I planned. Because I thought, well, I've got Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, I've got all day Sunday, up until sort of maybe evening. But you still have housework to do. I've had dishes to do, cleaning up to do. I've had cat poop to clean up this morning when I came downstairs. They decided that I think they all wanted to poop in the tray this morning. So I had to deal with all that. Change the tray. Do all the recycling, get the bins out, do the washing, do the drying. So that's taken up a fair bit of my time. And then Saturday evening I thought, right, I'm going to come out and do a bit of machine embroidery. So I'm part way through that, and then I get a little voice at the door calling me, and a knock on the door. So it's grandson's come to visit, and they were here a while. So by the time I got finished last night, it was a bit later than I thought. But, you know, I'm not going to turn the kids away. It's always nice to see them. So yes, I did get done what I wanted to do last night, which I'm going to put a clip of that in after this little bit so you can see what I've actually been making. And today, Sunday, I slept in this morning, which I was quite surprised, but I'd got no alarm going off. There was no Kevin coming in the bedroom saying, "Are you awake yet? Are you getting up?" And I'm ashamed to say it was 11:30 when I woke up this morning. So by the time I got out of bed, it was nearly midday. But I must have needed the sleep. So I'm not going to complain about it. So things were a bit of a slow start today. I've got washing to do, things like that. But then I've managed to go and do some cross stitch, which is good. I have been knitting on my socks, which I will share both of those things a little bit later on. But I thought I'd start off really with showing you what I bought this week. Not very much in the way of purchases, only one crafty thing, but two things for Christmas, for me. So the first thing is I've got myself a nice Christmas t-shirt, just a round collar, just from Tesco, but I thought that would do me for work throughout the weeks, well, throughout December. And then the next one is another one from Tesco's, and it's a red one. So let me get, and it's a camper van, which I like camper vans. I've always liked camper vans, with Father Christmas in the presents, and also Father Christmas in the sky. Which, yeah, so I have got two nice Christmas t-shirts to wear for work, which is really good. I must admit, I've been seeing some adverts on Instagram and Facebook, I think, for Christmas bedding. So I really quite fancy some Christmas bedding. One year I will get some. I really will. Now, the next thing I've bought is, I don't know if anybody's used these, but it's a Hot Fix applicator. Now, I got this off Amazon, and I actually used it for the first time last night. So, oops, there is your tool. It's like a soldering iron, and you get different size tips. Don't know if I can get this out. And this is, I think, the smallest one. So there's your little tip. I don't know if you can see that. It's not picking up very well, but you can see that little hole in there. So that's the size of gems I've been using for one of my decorations that I've been making. And if I can find them, oh, here they are. This is the pack of gems. Now, I don't know if you can see these, but see how tiny they are. So they've been fun to put on. But you do get tweezers, and you do get one of these pick-up pencils, which I need to find my pencil sharpener out now so I can sharpen it. But no, I've had fun with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a clip in of some machine embroidery that I've been doing and the decoration that I was making. So I hope you enjoy seeing that. And I've just put the tea on, ready for when Adele and Kevin get back in. We're having vegetable casserole tonight with some Yorkshire pudding, so that's all cooking away, so it shouldn't be too long before it's ready. So I thought I'd pop out into my sewing room and show you what I have been working on this week. It's not very much, but I have been knitting on my robin sock and I've been doing some cross stitch. I'll start with the cross stitch one first. As you know, it's our Tomte. Norbert, I think this one is. And last week I showed you I'd started on the hat. I'd only got 3 rows, I think 3 or 4 rows done. So I've tried to do what I can this week, but obviously sewing frogs for Adele I didn't have a lot of time. But I did a little bit yesterday and I did some this afternoon. So I think while the tea's cooking I am going to go and do a little bit more, because now I have just started on the beard, so I've got a bit of the sort of the grey outline. I think I'm going to try and do all of the grey outline, pop the, I think that might be, I don't know if that's a flower or part of his body or not, and maybe put the boots in and then fill in the white last off, because I can then just sit and do the white without having to concentrate, because I've got to put little grey bits in for the shading. But I think the colours are really nice. Sometimes it's very difficult when you're choosing colours for cross stitch to make sure they sort of go together and they all show up. But I think I've just basically had to pick out of my stash what I'd got, because I have got loads and loads of colours and I didn't really want to be able to go buying more. But I needed to pick a decent selection of colours, so when I do come to put the kits together I know what I'm ordering. But for me I use whatever I've got, like I said, and I've used a mixture of Anchor and DMC and Aurifil. I've used one Aurifil red. It's amazing, you get all these threads. I've got about 4 boxes of threads and I can never ever find the colours that I want, never. So what I might have to do is that I think I'll go with DMC threads, and I might have to go shopping to, say, Hobbycraft, see if they have a good selection of DMC threads, and maybe buy the odd skein so I know what numbers I want, and then I can actually go online and order from one of my suppliers. Now I was hoping to get all these cross stitches finished to release the kits this year, but I don't think that's going to happen, because obviously we're in November. So I think what I'm going to do is just, like I say, try and get them all stitched out and get some threads, see what colours I want to purchase, then order some in and maybe release them next year in July. So they are a nice, quick and easy make, and I'm hoping, if all goes well, that this will be finished for next week. Now I'm not sure whether I'm going to put him in a hoop or I'm going to layer him up with some fabric. Until he's finished, I don't know. I've got to decide where I'm going to put him, but I'm going to need photographs of obviously him in a hoop and layered up, so it gives people different options, doesn't it, if anybody wants to buy the pattern and make it themselves. But I'm really pleased with him. He's turning out lovely, and I think the colours are perfect. And we have got a little bit of back stitching to do on, sort of more sort of around the flower, poinsettia, and probably the leaves. Yeah. So watch this space for next week and let's see how much I can get done. The robin sock is coming on. Let's have a look. I am on the foot now. I didn't get as much done as I thought. I've been carrying this around in my bag to and from work, and I've only sort of done, I think, let's have a look, that much on the foot this week. Not a lot, but I was sat in bed last night knitting. I did about 4 rows last night before I was ready for sleep, and I must admit it was gone 1 o'clock when I turned the light out to go to sleep. So it's no wonder I slept in this morning. But yeah, it's coming on. So who knows how much I might get done this week. I could have a finished shop for next Monday if I'm lucky. So, this is going to go in my handbag though this week, and I'm going to take it everywhere I go, and I'm going to see what I can do. I'm determined to do a little bit each day, even if it's only 10 minutes, maybe 4 rows, maybe it's time in between work, home, customers, sewing. I am going to work on that. So yes, so I think I'm going to go back upstairs now and do a little bit more cross stitch. So I'll catch you all a little bit later on. And it's Monday today. It's actually Monday evening. It's 8 o'clock now. Had a relatively early start for me, considering I was so tired. I got up at 9 o'clock this morning, and Kevin stayed in bed till about 10:30, which I thought he would do since I had a busy weekend. They've had a good weekend though, him and Adele, really good, so that's good. But Adele slept most of the day today as well, from what she said. We did go out. I mean, this morning I had to take some stock down to the shop because it got delivered to home, because obviously we're not open on a Monday. Had to go to the post office. So I packed a few orders up, did that. So probably about lunchtime, we picked up a bit of lunch and off we went. On the way, we decided to go to sort of Matlock and Matlock Bath, which are very nice little places. There's not a huge amount of stuff there, but you know, we haven't been there for several years. So on the way, I found a little fabric shop, sort of tucked out of the way. So we went in and I bought a little bit of fabric. So I'll show you what I got. I got this one with a sort of vintagey looking deer on. So I've only got a metre of that, which is coming up maybe slightly darker than what it is really, but it's not too bad. And then I got this lovely fox with toadstool, and acorns on. And this is actually, it's sort of a greeny grey, I would say, but it looks very nice, that. And then I got another fox one, which has got a little bit of greenery on and some snowflakes on, so it's like a winter fox, I think. So that's nice. And I got a metre of that, and then I got 2 metres of this gingerbread one, which is very, very sweet. I did buy a gingerbread mug as well today, which I've gone and left upstairs because I've got some Christmas presents in there for Adele, so we've just whipped it straight upstairs so she doesn't see. So I will show that in next week's vlog. So I think my kitchen's going to be sort of gingerbready themed this year. I'm probably going to use this to make maybe a little cushion or something for the tea tray, some like little mats to go on the windowsill, to put the candles on, and anything else I've got on the windowsill, just to make it a bit Christmassy. I've got 2 metres of this, so I might make like a small tablecloth or something to go across the table. I don't know yet. I've got lots of ideas, so I'm going to use that up sort of in the kitchen and the dining room. Yes. And I can also use it like maybe for backing if I get a chance to do a little Christmas cross stitch. I need to see if Stitching with the Housewives have got any patterns on that include gingerbread men or gingerbread people or something, and then I can layer it up using some of this. So yeah, so that is what I bought, and we just got some nuts and other bits and pieces. So we've had a really nice day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of footage in from a trip from Claycross to Matlock, and it looks very, very scenic, and the trees are all autumn colours that look really, really nice. And then there was some water there. It was a very bumpy road though. That was yeah, so I hope you don't get car sick by watching it, but I'm going to pop that in. Then I think there's no pictures from Matlock because it's all more sort of just a town. There wasn't really anything there worth taking, but you could see from the town bottom up. I don't know if it was a derelict like church or abbey or castle, but it looked really nice up in the distance. But I tried taking a picture, but it just didn't look very nice, so I'm not going to put that in. But then we went down into Matlock Bath and the town area. It's only sort of small down there, but you're by a river, and at a certain time in the afternoon, I mean, we were there, I don't know, 4 o'clock time. It was dark. I mean, even though the pictures look like it's a little bit brighter, it was darker than what's showing up. Not all the lights were on, because when it's lit up along the river, it's absolutely beautiful. But over the bridge, it had got the poppies on, and it's sort of all the way along the bridge, and it changed colour. Now, how good this is going to show up on the camera, I don't know. When it comes to putting it on the TV or something, it might be a little bit blurry, or the colours might not be as vibrant, but it looked really, really pretty. And then we ended our day there with fish and chips, which was nice. I haven't had fish and chips out for ages. It seems like forever. So yes, we had them in like a carton of paper. But even though we'd ordered, I had mini fish and chips with curry sauce, and Kevin had mini fish and chips with mushy peas, and the fish was it was about that long, and I'm thinking, I can't eat all this. Anyhow, I had probably about 3/4 of it, or maybe a bit less. It was more than half anyhow, and I left the other bit and brought it home for the cats. So Salem is the only the one that's had a bit at the minute, and he enjoyed himself. So we've had a really nice day, and it was nice to actually get out and go somewhere and do something different, because normally on a Monday I'm usually working from home or doing something. So yeah, really good. So I am hoping that we can get to Bakewell, I think, because obviously when we were at Bakewell, it was when my son got married last year, and obviously the shops were shut because it was Christmas Eve. So it would be nice to go back and have a look round, and just have a look round at the shops, because the shops are getting decorated up. I mean, even in Matlock, some of the shops were decorated up and the Christmas trees were all up, and it looked really, really nice. And I had noticed that on our drive that a lot of the lampposts have got trees on, and they've got a small solar panel at the top of the tree, which is good. I've not seen anything like that before, but obviously they weren't on at that time of the day. It was too light. But yeah, so we had a nice day. So it just leaves me now to round this vlog off, and I just want to say thank you for joining me. Oh, before I go, I also want to say thank you to You Know Who You Are, who pointed me in the direction of Primark for a penguin jumper for Adele. I actually managed to get in there tonight. This is one reason why I couldn't bring my mug out, because the bag just went straight upstairs, but I managed to get her a lovely red penguin jumper with 2 penguins on, a nice little scarf on and things like that, and a couple of other bits for her. So thank you, I really appreciate that. I'm glad somebody could point me in the right direction. So yes, I'm going now. I've got a few jobs to do, and I think I could do with an early night because I'd just go to sleep now. So I will see you all again next week for another vlog, and I hope everybody has a lovely week and you manage to get lots of crafting done. So bye for now.